Good evening, SBC. Good evening, SBCC. Good evening, BSL. And good evening to everyone else within the sounds of my voice. North, south, east, west, and guess what? All points in between. You've tuned in to the May 20th, 2025 edition of SBC Tuesday and Talk. And I am your host, teacher, van driver, facilitator, administrator, and most importantly, head chef, Mr. Mike Walker. Glad to have each and every one of y'all here with us. Glad you can join us on this Tuesday evening. You could have been doing something else, but you chose to be here. We don't take it for granted, and I just say much obliged. Okay. We hope and you had a good day today. And if not, well, you made it through this one, and we pray that tomorrow be a better day. Okay. Okay. I know y'all wondering, y'all don't see me on camera. Well, I feel great. I feel great. Feel like racing. But we're kind of in the middle of a severe weather watch, and I thought I could lose power at any time, though. And we'll probably make this show out, though, but that's no problem. And I just didn't feel like setting up my setup and doing all that, though. So I hope that's all right with y'all. I hope so. So y'all understand. So other than that, everything is fine. I hope y'all doing good, So we're going to get with these salutations, if your first time here, let us know where you're coming from and where you're from and everything else, though. Okay? We're going to get started. Okay, here we go. Who's the first one? From the Sunshine State, T. Carter Road. Glad to have you here with us this evening, ma'am. Okay. From the Lone Star State, Andrea Sylvie. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you here. From the 205, Marcus Wilbanks. Always a pleasure to have you here, sir. Always a pleasure to have you here. Valerie Zachary Cabot. Are you up? Can't talk tonight. Are you okay up there? Because y'all was in that bad weather up there. Are you okay? Please let me know. I mean, you're talking though, but are you okay? Okay. From the District of Columbia, Shireen, good to have you here. Happy Tuesday to you, Queen. Courtney, great to have you here from the Lone Star State. Great to have you here. And of course, from the nation capital of Washington, D.C. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. The Gospel Source from the Palmetto State. Good evening to you, ma'am. Good evening to you. I love that intro. Oh, you like that intro? Okay, well, I can't play which one? What part you like, the countdown or the intro in itself? Let me know. I mean, I can't play them separately, I don't think. I might have to link it to the YouTube channel. I don't know, but, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Good evening. Hey, Sonia from Queens. Good to have you here. Prayer. Yeah, thank you. And it's looking, I mean, it's quiet so far. So, you never know with Alabama weather. You never know. So let us pray that things work out. I mean, y'all pray, things work out. But I tell you this, though, I don't think it'll be anything bad. Well, I don't know. You can't tell, though. Just pray, and I accept that. Hey, Joe, good to have you here. Always a pleasure to have you here. Hey, El, from the Windy City. Good to have you here. Yeah, there you go, from the capital city. Great to have you, Joe. Great to have you here, Joe. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Hey, Andrea. I know you was going to, something told me you was going to correct me with that. Sylvie, if don't bop me upside the head, please. And I have a bit of a speech impediment though. Okay. Hey Latoya, good to have you here from the Commonwealth of Virginia. Good to have you here. The latest singing. Oh, y'all gonna make me find it. Who else want to see the intro again? I'll play it again. Okay. Right, bro. Oh yeah. Hey, Corey. Good to have you here. Yeah, be careful. And y'all get the stuff first though. So make sure your stuff charged up, brother. Make sure your stuff charged up. And from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Oh, Char. Great to have you here as always. Look, she raising her hand. Look at her. I don't know what to say about her. Okay. But we're gonna get started though. Yeah, we got a lot to cover. And I'm trying to let me see how we gonna do this though. Let's start with this little nugget right here. And y'all tell me what you think of this right here. Okay? Y'all take a listen. Sit back and take a listen.
I want to speak to the women out there. You tell me if you think this is fair. I'm 40 years old. I married this woman when I was 33. After only knowing her 7 months. And no, I ain't getting no prenup or none of that. But she didn't have nothing. Me, I had a $1.5 million house in Hoover, Alabama. Me, I had the Mercedes in the driveway. I went to law school. I was the one up studying all them late nights. Didn't even know who this woman was back then, right? Now, you mean to tell me it took me 40 years to make all this, and this person who I've only known for 7 years, won't have of everything it took me 40 years to make? Now, I want to ask all the women, do you think that's fair? Think of me as if I was your daddy or if I was your brother and you saw me studying all them nights. That was me at Emory all them nights studying. I didn't even know this woman. Now she wants half of what it took me 40 years to make.
Whew. My. Ain't that something? What y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that right there? So he's complaining. Let me do something right quick. And I'm gonna do a little technical talk right here. Angela, you see the little comment section at the lower right hand corner? That's just something new. StreamYard added right there. It's too small though. Tell me what you think about it. We'll talk about it later. I'll take it off there. But what y'all think about that though? What do y'all think about that, Sheree? But he had no prenup, and now he's crying about 1/2. Crazy. And you know what? That's the I hate to use, I guess, lack of a better term, risk. And I really hate to say that. Risk about getting married, about marriage is, what's yours is mine and what's mine is yours. It's no more of this is my stuff. I worked on this many years and you come along and you can get it. It's just how it go. Some states got different laws in regards to marriage. I don't know what Alabama's is though, but I think some places, I think California is community property. And somebody, Joe said, and anyone else from California, correct me. But there's some that's community property and some that's, you had to go to court and take care of it though. Hey, Pastor Duffy Collins, great to have you here. I think prenups are prudent. I think so too. If you know you don't want to lose what you worked hard for. I mean, you hate to be that way because it oh boy. It kind of leaves almost a bad taste in your mouth. It looks bad. Say, L, you and I getting married. Then I come to you with a prenup. How would you really feel about that though? That's just something to think about though. It's prudent, but Mm, it almost adds salt to the Kool-Aid to an extent, though. Uh, they were married for 7 years or for together. Think they, I think they were overall together for 7 years. I may be mistaken, Sonia. They may have been together for 7 years, though, but we'll see. Um, Joe, it's not right. She should pack her stuff, get the things that she bought, and ask for a few thousand, maybe like 10%, so she could find a new place to live. Okay, that's okay. Renee, good to see you, Biscuit. That's crazy. Definitely should not be half. I say equal division of the marital assets that was accumulated in the marriage, equal support of the children. Okay. Hey, Latoya, good to have you. Not half. Okay. Uh, Shireen, because if I marry, I'm not fighting. I'm leaving with what I had, unless he's a gentleman. Okay. It's not fair. That's why you cover your butt. CYB. He went to law school, he said. He knew better. That it, you know what? I'm glad you said that. That might be a skit. Because if he went to law school, he knew better. But then again, he said he's in Alabama, though. So, something about that, though. So, he knew better what love's got to do with it these days and time. That's sad. Prenuptials work, okay? Kimberly, great to have you. I believe in prenups. Whatever you came in with is yours. What we get together, let's divide that. I agree. But divorce is not an option for me. I hear you. Shireen. But he's telling on himself like he led with money. You know what? That's something to consider too. That is something to consider right there. Okay. L. I'm for prenups. This is something we have gauged compatibility regarding that before the engagement. Okay. Uh, Sonia, if they were together for 7 years and married for only a few years, then no, she doesn't deserve half. She married him for the money and his assets, if you ask me. That's something to consider. Okay. In Alabama, a married person is not entitled to half of everything during a divorce. So that's not community property. If I'm labeling it, giving it the correct label. Okay. Okay. I agree. Okay. And that's something to think about, though. L, even without a prenup, if the marriage was going to be dissolved, I don't see asking for half of someone else's assets. I think in many, not all instances, people getting divorced and asking for half is something who felt they were cheated, taken advantage of during the marriage. Okay. I think at some cases and in some cases, uh, like who said this? I think, wait a minute. I think Biscuit said it. Let me put this back up here. Well, I'll just say what Kimberly said. You know, what we get together, let's divide. And I agree with that. Now, I agree with that right there. I believe that if we started a business and it got successful, but we end up getting a divorce, we definitely should divide that. I believe that. I believe that should be some type of division there. But, you know, let's just see how that goes. Oh, excuse me, y'all. Oh, please forgive me. I'm old, y'all. So, but that's that's the issue with marriage. And unfortunately, that's the risk. And then, oh, I agree with that too. I'm just this, like I said, this just the icebreaker though. I just say it this way. Be careful. Make sure you're marrying the right person. Make sure you're marrying the right person. So you won't have to be dealing with this craziness right here. you know. And in fairness, I know I put she wants half up there, but you got men won't have too. What was that lady named? Joan London from Good Morning America. If I'm not mistaken, and somebody looked this up, she had to pay alimony to her ex-husband. Look up Joan London from Good Morning America. I believe she had to pay alimony to her ex-husband. And I think who else had to pay some type of craziness to their ex-husband. So it happens. I think in the case of marital property, assets acquired before the marriage or through inheritance are generally considered separate property and are not subject to division. Okay. Hey, Shantina, good evening to you. Okay. Was she one? She had to pay, oh, wow. Okay. Mary J. Yeah, that's right. I knew it was someone else. Definitely. She had to do that mess. She had to pay alimony. Okay. I didn't know Star Jones had to, but I forgot about Mary because I remember about Mary J. Her husband wanted money for a fancy chef to fix him daily meals. I almost said the wrong word. Dude, get out of here. Get out of here, man. I was thinking Wendy Williams. I was thinking that. I hope not, especially what she's going through. Terry McMillan, I don't know. Angel, are you all right up there? Well, apparently you are, but are you all right? All right. Okay. Hell saying she's paying. And but he went it with the intention of, wow. And I like Mary J. I wanted to marry her, but anyway. It's on tan. It's only fair to ask for half and chew nothing. But I agree. I mean, you got to make some type of arrangement when it comes to the children. Of course, you got to take care of your babies. That goes without saying. Sherry Shepherd. She had to do it too. Well, dang. Laws vary state by state. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I didn't know that. Like I said, I felt with maybe Wendy, knew about Mary J. and Joan London. Wow. Okay, that's just how I go. Well, bottom line is be careful. That's the only thing I can say. You know what you work for. And I'm speaking to the brothers and the sisters, both of y'all. You know what you work for. You work hard for your money. So, hey, just watch yourself. Cover your butts and everything. And the last word on this, the celebrity divorces are so public down the asset in the court. Okay, that was fun. Let's get out of that. Okay, up next. We're gonna get I'm gonna play something for y'all. And okay, Angel. Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. Y'all sit back and listen to this. Okay? Listen to this.
When we were dating, he was still grieving. Mm-hmm. When I would come to the house, her pictures and stuff is everywhere. Didn't bother me none.
Why not?
Because I understood, Siobhan, though this is your husband, he still got to go through his process. And how do I look saying, all right, let's put away her memory. I'm here now. That would be so silly. 20 years with this woman, that's not going to just leave you. Yeah, exactly. So I honored her too. And
if he could discard her that quickly, it's setting the precedence of how quickly he'll be able to discard you.
I guess you can call it a test too. When we was dating, first thing I said, well, I've never been into tattoos or anything, but I wanted to honor my former wife. So I said, I'm going to get a tattoo of my former wife here with a crown and say my queen, her name was Ebony, and her name. I said, how would you feel about that? Because you would have to wake up to that every day, seeing that. And psychologically, for a woman,
yeah,
that's many not going to do that.
No.
I don't care how you've been.
I don't care how anointed, saved, whatever you was. You be like, hold on now. That's just too much.
She said, no, you've been with your wife for 22 years. She's like, of course, you honor her. Because I didn't expect that response, really. But it was like a test, like, okay, all right, I can move forward with this.
Did you get a tattoo?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
And I watched them get
Yeah,
it.
she was right on FaceTime. She was coming from preaching at the airport, so in between her she laid over. She was watching.
I said, I love how he honored her. That made me look at him in a whole nother way. This man is integral. And he didn't take pictures down the church. I'll be coming into it because remember him and his wife, they pastored. Pictures are down. He didn't take the things down. I didn't force him to do it until he was ready.
How did you know you was ready to take it down?
Well, one, I understand feelings. We relaunched the ministry with us.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want her to still keep coming in and seeing that, although she's okay with it.
Yeah.
I understand that, it's time to take that down. I'm still going through my grieving process, which she understood, but I'm not going to keep it there for it to remind you.
Yeah.
Because the guy has now given me something new.
There it is.
How can I move to the new if I'm keep trying to hold on to the old?
You better talk about it, King.
I think I got one more in me. Humph. Okay. I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna preface this by saying it's one thing to tattoo a blood loved one on your body. A parent or a sibling or a child. Or someone like that, and you pay honor to them and you pay homage to them. But how do y'all feel about, what's the best way of saying it? They get this tattoo of their late spouse while y'all still married. Now, I'm not saying they didn't get it before then, but while y'all still married. How do y'all feel about that? Wait a minute. I got to put this up there with else. Yeah. How do y'all feel about this? And y'all already talking. So here we go. Oh no. Okay. Oh no. Shireen says nope. Okay. L says not with the tattoo. Yeah, that's something right there. Yeah, dude. She's very accepting. As they say, if she like it, I love it. Hey, yeah. Latoya says nope. Okay. Yeah, but he can't just take down the tattoo. That's something to think about right there. That's something to think about. I hear you, Biscuit. The tattoo is forever unless he remove. I never had a tattoo, so I couldn't tell you. Yeah, that part. Okay. I'm like, okay. Honor her, yes. Tattoo of her, no. Wow. Here we go. I know Angel. Here she goes. She's a pick-me. Why is she dating a man who is in a grieving process? They probably were already in a relationship prior to his wife passing. I don't have any tattoos. Tan says nope. Okay. Is this he? That is a good question. I don't think it is. I don't think if he's at the point that he had to get a tattoo, and then maybe everybody look, you know me, results may vary. I say this all the time. Results may vary. But I don't know if he felt the need to get a tattoo, then I don't think the healing is there. You know, that's just me. I might be wrong. I would feel some type of way about that. Yeah, okay. Uh hey Cleo. No tattoos, please. Okay. Okay. Kimberly says, how would he feel if she had her ex pics and tattoos on her bodies for him to see? I doubt he'll be that loving. Mm. Okay. Okay. Hey, Sister Wiseman. Good to have you. No. Okay. Renee says, nope, you would need to find another way to honor her. I like that. Plant a tree or name a constellation after her. I like that right there. Okay. Let me see what else. Joe says, nope, he should have grieved longer before he got with the new lady. Well, like I said, yeah, I could tell you, I don't think healing might be there. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me though. Pay me no attention though. Uh Michael McKeever, glad to have you here, sir. Shantina, they were dating. Now, I think they are married. No, they are married, if I'm not mistaken. I'd play it again. That thing two and a half minutes long though. But they are married. Unless y'all want me to play it again, y'all let me know. Otherwise, we just say they married. Somewhere in the word it says, let the dead bury the dead. Not being insensitive, and I know grief is a process, but I didn't say it. I don't know. I don't know if it no, I had to respectfully disagree with that right there. I personally don't think that really means that, but we can agree to disagree with that though, right there. You know. Hey Tasha Lachey, good to have you here. He was just honoring her just like you would a parent or child. I get it. I get it too. You know, it, hmm. I just say I get it. I get it. It does a little strange you do it during the marriage to your second wife. I see he did it before the marriage. That's one thing though. And not it does a little I got a new wife and not saying of all people I'm about to quote is Fred Sanford about Donna. And he told Elizabeth, his dead wife, Donna is not taking your place. She's taking your space. So, I get that, but I don't know about doing that while I'm married to wife number 2. I don't know about that. So I'm up here looking at the weather as well. Something's up with this lady. Accepting a tattoo saying she's his queen. Well, okay. Remind me to tell you about that, okay? In the after party. Just remind me. Okay, I appreciate it. No, I can't. I don't. You have to watch the replay. We don't have to. But he said the tattoo is gonna be in his wife's name and face. Oh gosh. Well, I mean, to each their own. Some people like that ink like that. Hey, some people like that ink like that. I'm also looking. Okay. I'm guilty. I dated a guy and I got his name tattooed on my side. It was small, but when he dumped me, I had to get a huge rose to cover it up. Okay, but now, well, you're wiser. You're wiser. You are wiser. But back to this viewing, okay? And I'm just looking. Just gonna see. I'm up and looking at the weather too, so y'all pardon me. I mean, we doing good right now. I don't think they were dating when he was married. Typically, men move on physically. You think so? I disagree with that. I think it's 50-50. It Shantina, you know, I say this all the time. Here it go again. Results may vary. You know, results may vary. Mind you, I'm not against tattoos either, as I have some. Ooh, Renee. However, I'm not walking up to another woman on my husband. Yeah, I'm not waking up to another woman on my husband every morning. I get you. But what if it's his mother or daughter? I'm just curious. They met each other after his wife passed. He DM'd her after hearing her preach. Oh, okay. Thank you for clearing that up, Latoya. See, we all in this together. Imagine seeing that every time you're having. Oh, I didn't want to say that though. I don't know where my mind went that way though, but that's a good point, Cleo. That's a good point. If he's still grieving, that's a good question. Luana, that's a good question. Okay. Tasha, I get that, but she's deceased now. If she was living, then I would have a problem. That okay, I get you. Agree, Kimberly. Okay. I also don't believe he was ready to date if he was grieving. It's recommended not to make major decisions. I agree. They are married. Okay, thank you. How would you feel if your spouse had a tattoo of her former spouse while y'all married to her? I mean, if she had got it before she met me and he was dead, then that's one thing. But you know, I don't know. I would feel some way about that. Mike says, in some situations, the mind goes left. They think they doing what's right, but it's out of emotions, not love. Absolutely, sir. Absolutely correct, sir. I agree with that. 100%. Living in Texas, okay? I love the idea of planting a tree. It's great to homie and give his wife reference, but God don't want us making idols of our spouse. It takes a strong woman to accept that. But remember, she came into his life while he was in the grief process. Respect to her. His first wife is gone. There's no threat. She chose to come into his life at this time. Okay. Zola, great to see you, my friend. I don't like tests to see people's reactions. I don't either. Anyway, I'd understand pictures being around because, like she said, he was with her for over 20 years. But I couldn't with the tattoo. I think he said her face with a crown and queen. Not that would make me feel second best, so to speak. You know, I agree with you on that. Because you know what? In all due respect, she's gone. She's on the other side of eternity. But she's crossed over into eternity, what I'm saying. And now you have your new queen. So that's who I would be focused on too. Nothing wrong with grieving and missing her. You know, y'all was together for 2 decades, but I'm going to focus on my present queen and still have the memories of my old queen in my heart, though. So, she was fine with all he was doing, probably out of not wanting to argue with him or hurt his feelings. I'm going to tell you, I'm trying to say, do I want to wait? Because I don't want to dog another podcast, and there's no comparison between this podcast and Dear Future Wifey, though, but it's a lot of crazy couples that's been going on there as of late that make you know how dogs look at you sideways. That's how I feel about it. It's another, yeah. We'll talk about that in the after party. Y'all had to remind me. I thought they were married, but now discussing their dating beforehand. I don't know. Okay. I respect your disagreement. My point is that well, let's not make it. Oh yeah, no, I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. Okay. And test relationships. Test me and I'm out on there. I'm a fail. I hate tests. On another note, we don't get to tell anyone how long to grieve. I agree with you. Prayer and intervention are warranted if it's to the point of dysfunction. The former wife wouldn't be a threat. However, would he feel the same if she got one too? I agree. I'd feel like she's watching me when I touch him and other things. Absolutely. Absolutely. Better be mama name. Okay. You know what? You're right. You're absolutely right. Unless she's grieving, have a story behind this, I might be uncomfortable and not accepting at first. Yeah, we in all in this together. Well, you are. We all in this together. Hey, I don't know it just because I'm the host. I don't know everything. That's why we, y'all, I try to inform and entertain you and y'all help me and correct me when I'm wrong. Though I appreciate that. You know, I appreciate it. Getting a tattoo. I know you know. I had a guy's name put on me, broke up with him and sat through long 4 hours, long 4 hours of pain to get it covered up. I would never put a grievance tattoo on. Hey, I'm with you on that right there. Don't test me. Life gives us, ain't that the truth? To see what we're made of. Ain't that the truth right there? Amen. Amen to that right there. I have to put that up there. Here we go. I did not like the part of testing me. Okay, Darlene, dead or alive, I don't want to see another woman's name on my husband's body every day. Okay. Yes, Mike. Second best. I agree with everything. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Okay. Thank you. Well, I appreciate that. She forever gonna be competing with the ghost of his first wife. You said a word right there. What else is she having to compete with? She's used to do this. Exactly. It absolutely. Boy, y'all on it tonight. Y'all right. Well, to God be the glory. Hey, Trina, good to have you here. Hurt the feelings. Our feelings are being hurt. Second, I think there's a risk of dating someone who's still raw in their grieving. The person grieving may have chosen to marry someone they're not compatible with. A person grieving may not be sober-minded. The person marrying the other person who's still grieving may have also preyed on the grieving person due to the I can't pronounce that. And volatility. Okay. I won't sound illiterate. But know what? I'm gonna go back to this right here. And you're right on that. And I could think of one good example of that. Pastors. Think about that. The pastor becomes a widower. He becomes a widower. Already gonna have women are gonna be wanting him. Now he's showing up they're gonna be praying on him. So go ahead. Okay. I'm gonna try to wrap this up because there's one other one I want to cover. I will want to go to counseling to process this together. It seems like he just made this decision alone. Said that before. Don't test me. Okay. That tattoo wasn't painful at all. Okay. Testing someone is like playing games. We ain't got time for that. I know that. Okay. And I'm waving at you. You can't see it, but I'm waving at you. Right. Okay. When a pastor becomes a whip, yep. Yeah, absolutely. It's a tornado call. Uh, he had been in ministry with his wife. He saw him. He saw. I don't know. Okay, Trina, you're right. For everyone not to greet, walk softly. I sip. Mm-hmm. L. Good point. Okay, I was going to just say this. Everybody handles grief differently and what have you, and we should be respectful. But if you're grieving a lost spouse or someone you were dating that you was really, that was your heart, take time and heal before you move on to someone else. Okay? That's all I could just say on that. That's all I'm going to say on that. Okay? Okay, we got one more. We probably got one more. As I'm looking at the time. Time be flying on this old crazy one. Now here's one right here. And I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a hot potato right here. So y'all sit back and listen. And warning, there's some bits of profanity in it. So, don't charge to my heart though. But just listen, okay? Just listen.
These are the 7 occupations that I would not date. 1. Athletes. Pro athletes, minor athletes, it doesn't fucking matter. Dwayne Wade had a baby on Gabrielle Union. Tristan Thompson had a baby on Khloe Kardashian a month or 2 before she was supposed to give birth. You mean to tell me I'm supposed to put myself in that position with some of these men? Absolutely not. Actors. It's literally their occupation to pretend to be somebody else. You think I'm gonna put myself in that position for them to lie to me as like their craft? No. They can be anybody you want them to be, and they can be anything they want themselves to be. And I don't want to be a part of that. 3, musicians. I have this weird thing about watching live music and watching people perform. I have this very weird, like, I get secondhand embarrassment. And, it is what it is. Because I'm a firm believer of, if you were, like, really, really that good, why are you not famous? That's ignorant of me. Don't listen to me. Number 4, pilots. You mean to tell me you're gonna fly all over the fucking earth and fuck bitches? No. Like, they have a hoe in every city, and I simply cannot be a part of that. Policemen, for very, very obvious reasons. No, thank you. Next, firefighters. I don't know, they're just notorious womanizers. But I would choose a firefighter over a policeman every single day of the week. I've never seen a firefighter go into a fire and make more fire. I have seen policemen go to the scene of something and literally just kill people because they were scared for their lives, even though they're supposed to protect and defend. Fucking nuts. I'll never understand. And last but not least, doctors. I've seen Grey's Anatomy. I've seen all of the shows. No. So you can go fuck in the break room? No. I'm just kidding. But I think when you look at, like, what it means to be a doctor's wife, they're always on call. They're always at the hospital or wherever they work. It's a very daunting profession, and it's filled with a lot of death, and it can get to you, definitely. But also they can fuck bitches in the break room, and I'm not doing that because I definitely remember seeing a divorce attorney say that nurses are some of the top professions that you shouldn't marry because they cheat. And so doctors and nurses, nope. I know 2 + 2 = 4, and I don't want to have to be doing math the entire time that I'm with you. So that's a no for me too. Let me know some of your honorable mentions for professions that you would not date.
Occupations and dating. Occupations and dating. Okay, folks. So, what's on your list? What type of occupations you wouldn't date? What type of professionals you wouldn't date? I can definitely say this. I would not date an adult entertainer. That's not happening. I would not date adult entertainer. That would include an adult film star or someone who dances at a strip club or someone who render services, a freelancer, if you will. I would not. That's absolutely, positively won't happen. Now, the rest of the people, I don't know. The people she was naming, I mean, a law enforcement officer wouldn't bother me. Uh, a medical professional definitely wouldn't bother me. Shucks, that's a plus right there. Shucks, I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that. A person that's in the travel industry, like a airline pilot or a steward or stewardess, or work on a ship or a train, I would not date them only because they'll stay gone. Okay. If they were a first responder, she was a firefighter. I have no problem with that. You know, I just think I put it to you this way. I don't think I could date someone that travels a lot. I think aside from the adult entertainer, I don't think I could do that right there. Now a person who give massages, I don't know. Now I don't know how. That's a little gray area right there. I don't know. But aside from that, so that's mine. What's yours? Oh, of course, a street pharmacist. Definitely not. Well, is that a profession? I mean, seriously, is that a profession? Well, who knows? Okay. Let's see what we got here. Marcus says she might as well stay single. It's disrespectful to my relatives who are first responders. Okay. Shucks. Probably an honor to date a first responder. She sound very extremely insecure. Yeah. Okay. Y'all have to excuse me. It's how this new thing is set up, though. I can appreciate her sarcasm. I would say you should not project certain feeling on all professions. I agree. Kimberly says that's like women want high value men. They have no idea what comes with being high value. Wow. Shantina says history tells us that non-black firefighters used to leave BP and would tell us that. Oh wow. Me neither, Mike. Okay. You have to excuse me. I was going to type that. Yeah. I also would not seek out a police officer, but I still won't completely eliminate them. Okay. Truck drivers. Now that's something, truck drivers get one. Get that. That's something to think about too. But that would, like I said, any occupation to have you away from home. Yeah, I don't think I could deal with that. I will not date any of those types either. No drug dealers, no pastors or ministers, no grocery store clerks. Wait, okay. Now, would I date a pastor or minister? If she was a minister, I could date her. Okay. I don't know if I could date a pastor. I don't know if I could date a pastor. So I don't know. But what's the matter with a grocery store clerk? Help us out. Tasha says, I agree with you. Yeah, okay. Let me see what else we got. Ooh, excuse me. Okay. Pastors, gynecologists, judge. I can understand gynecologists. We're going to leave it at that. I can understand pastors. But what's the matter with a judge? Now, that's interesting right there. Angel, exactly. Fitness trainers. You know what? I agree with you. I can understand. Now, I wouldn't eliminate them completely, but I understand. I surely wouldn't date an exotic dancer. That's a clear indication they haven't been born again. And as Jesus said, you must be born again. I hear you. I would say I would not date a reality. Oh, you know what? I agree. Yeah. Because guess what? Y'all relationship would be in the spotlight. And I know I don't need folks looking at me. I would have challenges with a massage. I can't read tonight, y'all. I would have challenges with a massage therapist, though. It's his job to rub on people. Military, travel too much. Wouldn't want him home with me. I would want him home with me. Agree, Marcus. Uh, I want to date a police officer. You won't, okay. Date a police officer, a long distance truck driver. Oh, yeah. I think she sounds like she's all, and I'm with you on that. Either that or she just kind of putting on the front, though. But I'm with you with that right there. Uh, in a profession where I have to wait up all night to hear from him to make sure he's safe. Wow. That's something to think about. I wouldn't personally, knowingly want to date a minister or a pastor. Okay. I'm a first responder. No, first responder and massage therapist. Well, now you are first responder. I know that. But I didn't know you were a massage therapist. Shut up, Mike. Nor a comedian, especially if they're using our life as their stand-up material. Ooh, that's something to think about right there. Military would be hard to date. You never know where they're going to be at any given time. I dated military and it never worked. Okay. Her ministry may take her on the road, Mike. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Though. Okay. I imagine danger is why someone is saying they wouldn't date a judge. Okay. Well, I couldn't date a famous person because no privacy. Policemen or firemen because I'd be on the edge after he leaves for work. Anyone that doesn't have time to spend with me because of the nature of his job. Quality time is my love language. Okay. You know what? I think I wouldn't mind dating a celebrity. That would probably be cool right there. I cannot date a mortician. Okay. I get you. Is it the cold hands? Let me know in the comments. A prison guard with that's something to think about right there. That is something to think about right there. You all aren't dating anyone. Well, you know what? Nobody ain't asked you, Santina. Me and you, I thought you was all right with me. But you all right. I ain't gonna kick you out this week. Judges, depending on what kind, could bribe or put the family in danger, especially sending people to jail. Okay. Hey, Erica, good to have you. I don't want a law enforcement officer. Interesting. And I can understand that. It wouldn't bother me, but I understand that though. Hey, Chandra, good to have you. A mortician is out the question for me too. All the ones I know flirt hard at funerals. Wow. Well, that's all I got to say about that, though. Well, all I'm going to say is this, though. And is everything ain't for everybody. Oh, yeah. Here's a good one right here. Politicians. In this day and time, I don't think I could do it either. Because seeing your significant other getting raked over the coals by the media, yeah, that scrutiny, yeah, I don't blame you. Like I said, everything ain't for everybody. So that's the only thing I could say about that. Okay. I'm trying to think, do I want to do this right quick? Now, you know what? we out of time anyway. We out of time. That hour went by fast, y'all. We are out of time. Can y'all believe that? So that time went by fast, didn't it, though? So guess what? It's time for the announcements. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's time for the announcement. I don't know how that got up there like that. Well, up next at the bottom of the hour, we're going to have the after party. I don't know how long we'll be in it, though. It just depends on the weather, though. But it seems like so far so good, though. We may have a full session tonight, but hey, just bring your snacks and your libations and your giggles. And then next week, if it's the Lord's will, we'll have weekly fellowship. Just the same thing, the after party just earlier. We had a good time last week. We had a great time last week. And hopefully we have a good time tonight. And of course, next week, week after that, Lord willing, we'll have another interesting and exciting episode of SBC Tuesday Talk. And that's it, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. And again, excuse me for not being on camera, but I explained that I didn't want to set up in case lose power, whatever, though. But guess what? We made it through the show. So thank y'all so much. Y'all be good. Y'all take care and be blessed and stay out of trouble and don't take any wooden nickels. Okay. So long, everybody.
You saw me when I couldn't see myself, pulled my heart off that dusty shelf. No need for mirrors when you're around. You lift me up without a sound. True to you like the sun to the sky. You're my steady when the world runs dry. No need for fancy words or lies. You're the reason my soul can fly. Oh. You hold my hand when the dark sets in. Laugh like the world could never win. Through every storm, every tear we've cried, I see your light where the truth resides. When the weight gets heavy on my chest, you're the shoulder where my spirit rests. Just a friend, but you feel like more. You're the key that unlocks my door. True to you like the stars in the night. You're my harbor when the tide's inside. Every whisper, every silent try. You're the answer to my why. So here's my heart, this love I send to the kind of soul that'll never bend. No title needed, no vows to bind.